going to give you guys a chance to fight for some guys on this football team. You could fight for them. How about this? You could fight, or you could say goodbye. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you a name of a guy, and if you have a reason to fight for him, give a reason why you want to see him on the 53 when this thing rolls out.
Cowboys fight or flight.
Or you could say, you know what? Hey, hit the road, Jack. The immortal words of Ray Charles. If you feel
Don't you come back no more.
If you feel like that this guy doesn't need to be here anymore, and you've seen enough, and he's going to take up somebody's spot, we'll go for that. Chief, I'll start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Fight for Nahshon Wright.
Oof.
Or say goodbye to Nahshon Wright.
I think I'm in the goodbye stage on Nahshon Wright. I felt I was hopeful that he could do something with Dan Quinn, that body type at corner that you've seen Dan Quinn, especially in the Seattle years, really be able to get something out of. Mm-hmm. And now, we're going into, is this year 4 for Nahshon Wright?
I think it might be year 4, yeah.
And this was
I was just checking that. He's been in 3 years already.
Yeah, and it's not like he's a super wow you on special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Is he not?
I think he's a pretty damn good special teamer.
So he's a good enough special teamer to hang around?
I would prefer him over. I know that they absolutely love
CJ
Goodwin.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to bring him. If I'm going to fight for him, I remember being out there at camp and they're doing the special teams drills.
Yeah.
Nahshon Wright was the best one out there when it came to the gunner stuff. Like, they were literally putting other people, giving them advantages. They're double teaming him the whole time. Like, he was just crushing everything that they put his way. And to me, yeah, you probably could have taken C.J. Goodwin's roster spot, given that to Nahshon Wright if you wanted to. I think he is a really good special teams player, but the corner stuff, yeah, that's a fair question. It's like, are you ever going to develop into somebody that I can put on the field?
They drafted the traits, which are fantastic, tall, long, lean. But you pay good money for special teams players. And if you still have one under control, I think you take advantage of that opportunity to save a little bit of money.
Wooly,
fight
for Malik Davis, running back. Or say goodbye.
Yeah, there's just so much uncertainty at running back. I don't know. Like, if Malik Davis, I think, had something, we would have seen it. They couldn't play him in the playoff game after Tony Pollard went down in San Francisco because they didn't trust him.
Didn't spit the bit a little bit there, maybe.
Rico Dowdle, they clearly value ahead of him. He's got a great opportunity during camp to solidify himself as, hey, I'm a guy that I should be part of these running back reps. I should be in this rotation because I do think he's got some burst. I think he's got some wiggle to and through the hole. We haven't really seen much when it comes to as a receiving threat whatsoever, and there's not a lot of tread on those tires. He split time with Dameon Pierce at Florida, so he's not a guy that's really been beaten up a ton at the running back position.
He has tread on the tires.
He has tread on the tires. There's not a lot of tread on the tires.
No.
I always say that wrong.
Yeah,
I always butcher this.
I do too, actually.
Tread's good.
I believe
you
this
want tread.
Tread's good.
We want the tread.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tread on those tires.
So
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy has just as good a chance as anybody. Who else are you going to go for? I think is the case with Malik Davis. Like, he and Rico might be your two most talented in their prime runners that you have. So, we've seen Hunter, we've seen Deuce. I just think those guys don't have the measurables to compete in the NFL. Malik Davis, good size, good speed. I think that's one of the guys that I'd look for a breakout. 2022, 38 carries, 4.2 an attempt.
Yeah.
I'd love 4.2 out of this running back room this year, I think, from where we're sitting right now.
Yeah, I see it the same way. I'm not overly impressed with Malik Davis, but based on the running back room as currently presented, he's got as good a chance as anybody to be in the sort of rotation that I think they're going to have there. Now, obviously, Dowdle you like better, but running back 3, I could see that for Davis.
Willie, I'm going to go to you on this one.
Okay.
I'm interested to see on this one real quick. Fight for or say goodbye to Matt Waletzko, the offensive tackle.
I got to say goodbye to Matt Waletzko. I can't. I loved the traits. I thought that was an interesting pick. I never liked Josh Ball when they selected him. I didn't see much there on tape. Waletzko.
So would you piggyback Josh Ball, who was picked fourth round in the 2021, and then also Matt Waletzko was picked in the fifth round of 2022? Are you saying goodbye to both those guys?
Yeah, Ball I'd have said bye to 2 years ago. Waletzko, I've wanted to see. I think that unfortunately his body is not allowing him to contribute at the NFL level. Those shoulders keep popping in and out. He has not been able to stay healthy, and we really at this point in his career, and you're going into year 3. We haven't been able to tell what you are as a player, and I think now you've got some options with Awesome Richards, who hopefully is going to develop some. You just drafted Nate Thomas, who I do think is going to be more of an interior player than he is a tackle. But
sure.
I have not seen anything to be able to fight for Matt Waletzko at all.
Dawson, you going to say goodbye, or is there a reason to fight for Matt Waletzko?
I think there is. I think his size and, what you could see out of his college tape that was impressive for you guys makes me think if this guy could stay healthy, he's someone that we'd want. I don't know how many tackles you're going to carry or if you could get him onto the practice squad. But one of the first things you told me in Oxnard, Brian, you probably don't remember this, it was over a decade ago, but these offensive linemen can take 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I think I was asking you about another young guy. I'm like, why is this guy even here? And you're like, surprising things can happen,
sure,
over the course of 3 or 4 years. So just hoping that the traits bear out.
Yeah, I'd be more flight on this dude. Got not much to fight for here. Even when he's been healthy enough to practice, it's not like he's been overly impressive. And like Wolchuk said, he just can't stay healthy. So, and now you don't have the type of sponsors in the room necessarily from a coaching standpoint. So I think he's as good as gone.
Dawson, I'll go with you on this one in my last couple minutes here. Say goodbye or fight for Israel Mukuamu.
Oh, you want to fight for that guy. He's put together some good football. You just need him to be more consistent. So that's one of the guys, in that defensive back room that, I think really has a chance while you're needing to get by on the cheap here for the next couple years while you dig out a cap hell that can be a quality cheap player for you.
Yeah, man, I'm hopeful. I still want to believe in the upside of Izzy Mukuamu. He's shown enough from a couple seasons ago that makes you feel like there's something in there. And I think he could be the type of guy that fits the Mike Zimmer desire to have the best of both worlds with his safeties, interchangeable, being able to cover a lot of ground in the back end, but then also come up and be a little bit physical. So I still want to believe in Mukuamu.
Yeah, what he did working out of the slot in that playoff game was super impressive. I was shocked we didn't see more Mukuamu last year. I wonder what happened there because I felt like Dan Quinn had a plan for him. But that might come down to Mukuamu versus Wright on the depth chart, right? You need somebody to step up at corner. Maybe Izzy's able to do that.